it creates a very sensible regulatory roadmap.
Once again, they're talking about recreational marijuana at the Capitol.
For Ryan Winkler to introduce the bill again is a huge step.
Michael Ford heads Minnesota NORML, which supports full legalization of pot for economic reasons, as an alternative to opioids, and because of racial disparities in marijuana arrests. The ACLU says these arrests are 5.4 times more common for black people than white people in Minnesota.
I want to see that end. I want to see opportunities arise for people to get involved in the business. I'd like to see people get records expunged. You know, families are being torn apart.
But the bill has no chance of passing the state Senate, which is controlled by Republicans. Majority Leader Paul Gazelka says he's open to talking about changes in drug sentencing, but that Minnesota shouldn't rush into legalization. Some medical groups like the American Academy of Pediatrics also oppose legalization, although AAP wants the drug decriminalized and supports studying the effects of recent laws in states where it is legal. 15 states and D.C. have now legalized recreational marijuana, including Illinois, and to our west, South Dakota, where legalized pot will start in July. In Arizona, recreational marijuana sales began just 10 days ago.
It's a nationwide movement that's kind of building this momentum up.
In states like Arizona and South Dakota, voters approved ballot measures last November to legalize pot. But in Minnesota, measures can only go on the ballot if they're proposed constitutional amendments, meaning it needs Senate Republican support either way.
Definitely are going to have our work cut out for us in the Senate.
Danny Spiewak, KARE 11 News.